Forensic Accountants by me. And also a fun fact is this job I will most likely pursue in the future, that or a forensic psychologist, because those are just two things I really like. Okay, now what does a forensic accountant do? They investigate financial crimes. They analyze financial reports to detect signs of fraud or embezzlement. They provide evidence and make reports based on their research for their employer, client, or the courts. They assess financial risk. They examine an organization's finances to determine fraudulent harm. They advise on anti-fraud measures and controls. They audit finances. They inspect an organization's finances. They look for crimes for instances of no corporation. They support legal matter. They contest in court as expert witnesses or assess financial concepts. They investigate finances amongst court orders. They arrange financial information related to financial disputes. They provide arrangements and reports to professionals to help contest in litigation hearings. Now to their nature of work. A forensic accountant can work both in a team and independently depending on the business. Parts of their work week consist of working in private and public sectors, also working closely with financial managers, other accountants, law enforcement, and legal professionals. Their work environment is typically bright and clean offices. They have lots of work to be done on computers and telephones. The skills and abilities, you need to be detailed oriented. You need to detect and know financial irregular problems. They have to have an analytical skill. They need to create a layout for the financial crime that may have taken place. They need to be able to problem solve. They need to adapt and solve issues. Communication. They need to communicate orally and written. Education and training required. Bachelor's or master's degree in forensic accounting, finance, or a related field. Additional education in criminal justice or law enforcement is a plus, but it's not required. Many companies encourage getting a CFE, CPA, or CA license. Salary benefits. The starting salary is $50,000 per year. The top salary is $87,987 per year, which is around $37.76 per hour. You don't make commission, you don't get bonuses. Overtime hours depend on the business or case. Health insurance varies on the business too. The employment outlook related to the average. When I looked it up, it said it was 6% faster than the average. Opportunities for advancement. You can become a junior forensic accountant, senior forensic accountant, FBI forensic accountant. There are also benefits and drawbacks, though, to all fields. So the benefits are it helps prevent financial crimes, helps financing of a business, and makes practice for personal finance analyzing. But it also takes time to work, and you're given limited resources. And this is the video. If you don't want to watch this part, that's fine. This is my works cited. I know it's not an MLA format, but yeah. But here's the video.
So a typical day for a forensic accountant there is no typical day. You can arrive in the office at 8 a.m. thinking that you might have some analysis to do or an expert report to draft, and then suddenly the phone goes at 9:30. A client rings up, typically a law firm, asking for a quick piece of analysis or a report or an affidavit which is required into court in a relatively short space of time. So thinking that your day or your week is well planned out, it can completely change literally by one telephone call. And I think that the role of a forensic accountant is one that you need to be adaptable, you need to be flexible, and I guess that's what makes it exciting as a job. We're constantly prioritising, reprioritising depending on deadlines, court applications, or for example in terms of fraud investigations, something that we might need to put some people on the ground very quickly literally within a few hours. So there is no typical day. It's quite a movable, dynamic kind of environment, and I think for people wanting to go into forensic accounting, that's an exciting prospect, and it's one where you need to be adaptable and flexible. Key responsibilities of a forensic accountant is very much to respond to client demands, and that can be internally and externally. So at FRP, we obviously have a significant insolvency practice, and that requires a lot of forensic accounting and also forensic technology support. In terms of external clients, it's providing expert witness and investigation capabilities and expertise to those clients, primarily through law firms, advising them in terms of the forensic accounting element, whether it be quantum issues, whether it's fraud investigations, assisting them on disputes generally, providing analysis and often expert evidence in the form of expert reports and also potentially expert evidence in court. And some of the cases we're involved in often headline grabbing type cases, and obviously quite a lot of the work we can't talk about purely because it's sort of below the radar, but it is an exciting, as I say, dynamic environment to work in. The cases that we work in often have some kind of newsworthiness to them, sometimes some kind of like geopolitical kind of perspective to them, and they very interesting in terms of the subject matter, often quite complex, intellectually stimulating type cases. So absolutely. So in terms of hiring people, we obviously look for academic competence, so a good track record in terms of A-levels, degree, etc. There's no specific degree that we would look for someone to have. Really, it's the kind of the skill sets that they have demonstrated through their academic track record, but also extracurricular activities, charity work, that kind of thing. Often the people who that come to us have got some kind of background in law. So I myself have a law degree, and a number of people within forensic accounting do, and that's quite helpful in terms of having that background. But we're not very prescriptive in terms of what type of degree, for example, people come from. In my team, there's people from all kinds of backgrounds, and it's really the key skills that we're looking for as opposed to people's background. If you want to work in an environment which is dynamic and changing, I think it's a great place to be. If you want to do stimulating, intellectually challenging work, again, it's a great place for people to develop their career. We work across all types of industries. Sometimes there's industries that we might not necessarily have a huge amount of experience in, so we have to get very quickly up to speed in that regard. So it's very varied. You could be working on an expert witness job one day, you could be working on an investigation the next day in a completely different context. So the world of forensic accounting is extremely wide. It takes in lots of different skill sets, and I think that people who want that kind of exciting sort of dynamic role, I think is a really great career to have.